Bright lights, bright lights.
Welcome to Bright Lights, Roslyn Hill Unitarian Children's Chapel, Hampstead. I'm going to light the chalice candle. If you have a candle at home with your family, now is a fantastic time to light it. We are the chapel of the open minds, the loving hearts, and of course, the helping hands. How are you doing this week? How have things been? I hope you've had a fantastic week. If you would like to press the pause to reflect button now, please do so with your family and share your joys and concerns together. So we are in November, the second week, and last week we talked about not running away from healing your friendships. And this week is still about healing and thoughts on that. And it's all about being grateful, gratitude as a way to heal. So, what is gratitude? Well, gratitude really, if you put it simply, is a way of saying thank you. Thank you for the things that you have in your life, whether you choose to remember them all the time or not, and taking time to be thankful for the things that you do have. And if we think about all the things we're grateful for over time, whether that's in a daily practice or in a weekly practice, or things we're grateful for as a family and that you share that is a deeply healing, wonderful thing to do. So maybe have a chat with your family about that. Now, in the Wonder Box this week, I've got something connected with that. Shall we have a look and see what's inside? What could it be to do with gratitude? Have a think. Oh, it's crunching. Aha! What are these pictures of? Can you see there? Have you ever seen people do that? I think you probably have, especially if you've been to chapel. These are praying hands. How did they get in there in the Wonder Box? What do you think when people put their hands together? And you can see there's different ways that people have put their hands together. Sometimes they sort of clasp both hands together, the sort of traditional one. And there's beautiful different paintings by different artists, different takes on this, of putting your hands together. So when you pray, how do you pray? Do you put your hands together? And why do you put your hands together to pray? And what do you pray for? Well, these are all really good questions, aren't they? So I like to put my hands together so that I'm not distracted, I'm not thinking or doing anything else, and I'm just coming into the present moment. And unless I'm feeling really stressed, I might put my hands like that together, but I tend to pray like this and just gently press, and I can feel each palm together if I close my eyes. Now, quite often people pray for things they're asking for. This is traditional, to hope. So I pray that all may be well and happy. But also, we can pray and be grateful for the things we have. And this is a great idea when it comes to gratitude. So putting your hands together, you might like to just close your eyes and think of something that you're very grateful for today. So for me today, it's been a bright day. It's a bright day outside, and it's been really stormy, and it was lovely to see people in the light, and lots of light on an autumn day. And I was so grateful for that. Try to practice gratitude during the day. Maybe you could pick 3 things or stop at each meal time, breakfast, lunch and dinner, and just think if there's something in particular not only that you'd like to ask for, but that you are grateful for. And have a think about how you put your helping hands together. So also, I'd like to, with this in mind, share a lovely story with you. Again, it's an Aesop's fable story, and it's all about healing. So what happens with healing and also with gratitude. And it's called Androcles and the Lion. Now, there was a slave named Androcles who once escaped from his master and fled into the forest. As he was wandering about there, he came upon a lion lying down, and the lion was moaning and groaning. Oh, arr. At first, when he saw the lion, he thought, oh, I'm a bit scared, I'm going to run away. So he fled. But then, when he started to run away, he realised that the lion wasn't following him. And he looked back and he could see the lion was, he was really not happy. He was moaning and groaning. So he turned back. Wow, what do you think of that? He turned back. That was quite a courageous thing to do. He was quite curious, wasn't he? And he went back up to the lion. And as he came near the lion put out his paw like that. And it was swollen, it was bigger than usual, and it was bleeding. And Androcles found that he had got a thorn in his paw. Now, wonder the lion was moaning and groaning in pain. So Androcles did a very brave and kind thing, and he got the thorn out of his paw, pulled it out. And soon the lion said, he was so grateful. He was able to stretch, and he got back up again. And he went over to Androcles, who hadn't run away. He stayed where he was. And the lion licked Androcles like a dog would lick his master. And just to say thank you, went up and licked the slave's hand. And then the lion took and led Androcles to his cave. And they lived there for a little bit. And the lion went out every day to get food and brought it back for him to eat. So they lived together. But shortly afterwards, something happened and they were captured, both of them again. The poor slave was captured again. And the slave was put in jail, and the lion was put in a den, and he wasn't given any food. So he got really, really hungry. And the slave was sentenced to fight the lion or be around the lion when the lion was hungry. And they tried to make a show of it. So they kept the lion hungry and they wanted to release it on the slave. And in the arena, the emperor and all his court came to see the show. And they went out and they let the lion out right into the middle, a bit like a gladiator match. Have you seen that in the arena? And the lion came bounding up. He was so hungry. He just wanted to eat the man. But then he saw who it was. He noticed his old friend, Androcles. And Androcles obviously realised it was the lion, and he stood where he was, and everyone in the audience was waiting for the lion to pounce on him. But he didn't. The lion fawned back. He kind of withdrew. Even though he was so hungry, he withdrew, and he went up. And after he drew back, he went up slowly up to Androcles, and he licked his hand again. The emperor couldn't believe it. He'd never seen this in his life. A hungry lion going up to a man and not wanting to try and attack him. Well, the emperor said, "Bring Androcles to me. Bring the slave to me. I need to hear his story." So Androcles explained what had happened in the forest and how he had healed the lion, and how he now realised how grateful the lion was for all his help. And with that gratitude, no matter what, he remained loyal and helpful. And so the emperor was so impressed with both of them that he let the slave become a free man, and he kindly realised that the lion wouldn't be so ferocious, and he just put him back in the forest and let him run free in his native forest. What do you think of that story? Were you expecting that? Would you expect someone to go and help a lion who's crying out in pain and not be too scared and help? Wow. What do you think the lion was thinking? He probably thought, I can never get the thorn out by myself. He was so grateful. And it's all about healing too, so I love that story. So, what can we do as an activity? Well, my friends and I have also been playing this game. We've been messaging each other because we haven't been able to see each other too much in person, but we've played a gratitude game, and it goes a little bit like this. So hopefully you know the alphabet, so you can sing the alphabet if you want together. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, and V, W, X, Y, and Z. And if you take each letter of the alphabet as a family, so starting with A, moving to B, moving to C, you could work your way through the alphabet and find something that you're grateful for, beginning with each letter. So when I played, I'll just let you in on A as a starting point, but I'm sure you've got your own A's. So my friend said autumn leaves. They were very grateful for all the autumn leaves falling down, watching them and seeing all their colours. And when they gave thanks for that, they felt good in themselves and they reflected this positive energy, this healing energy to others. So that's one to start you off, autumn leaves. Now, what could you do for B? You see how far you get along. You don't have to do it all in one go. If you want to just do one letter a day, or if you get carried away, you could do a whole few letters and then you could stop and start again. And my friends and I have taken about a week, and we're only on, is it M? We're on M. And at the end of it, I'm going to draw some pictures, and I think Isabel and Simon will too. We'll make a big poster of all the things. So I was wondering if you, as Bright Lights, would like to say something you're grateful for, that starts with A, B, C, all through the alphabet. And if we get enough, and of course anyone young at heart can do this too, you can either draw it yourself and we could share the illustrations, or if you just tell me the word, I might ask Simon or Isabel if they'd like to draw out a Bright Lights Roslyn Hill Unitarian Chapel gratitude poster. Phew! We could even just do all the letters we get, even if we don't get the whole alphabet. And I would be so grateful for that. It would certainly be uplifting. So I hope that's a great game for you to play. I will finish with the closing words. As we leave this friendly place, love give light to every face. May the kindness that we learn light our hearts until we return. Thanks for joining me this week. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll continue our healing in November together next week. Take care. Bye.
Bright lights, bright lights.